Hey friends, thanks for joining us for the Daily Treasure Podcast. I'm Sharon Betters, and it is such a pleasure to share with you my friend Sherry Bittler as our guest writer for this week. And I want to encourage you to go to helpandhopenow.org, where you can find Sherry's conversation with me about living with multiple sclerosis. Just search for Sherry Bittler or When MS is Your Constant Companion. So let's get into our devotional for today. The title is Meeting My Goals, and today's treasure is from Lamentations chapter 3, verse 23. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. September 1st is looming. At 8 a.m., those registered and those registering will gather to begin an event. Money will be raised for MS research. Participants will walk or run. Some will be content to complete the task, me for one. Others will be trying to better their time from the last competition they entered. As I see this date coming, I prepare. My preparation is disciplined and focused. I walk Monday through Friday. The first week, I walked a mile. The second week, I walked a mile and a half. Last week, I managed 2 miles. Last Monday, I woke up at 5 a.m. and decided I might as well start my trek. The air was brisk, the birds were singing, the neighborhood was quiet, and I prayed for the different families as I walked by their houses. 1 foot in front of the other. I have to intentionally remind myself, shuffling from one side to the other is more comfortable but not a habit I want to succumb to. I am counseled to carry a cane just as a precaution. I start to count the laps. I am satisfied when finishing the last lap, and I am not exhausted. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were all a repeat of Monday. But then came Friday. As I headed out the door, I knew walking today was going to be a struggle. The voices in my head were saying 4 out of 5 days is enough. Your body should rest today. You shouldn't push too hard. And those things are true. With MS, you are always trying to define the line between using too much energy and not trying hard enough to be all you can be. This is a constant prayer of mine right now to find the balance. Confusion is not from the Lord, so I pray for His wisdom. I decide to stick to my goal, 5 days a week. I opened the door to cool air and I began, 1 foot in front of the other. I really did not feel like walking. Each step felt like my legs were made of lead and my right foot started dragging. I thought, will this be the first day I need to use my cane? Will I have to use my cell phone to call for help? Is this about my pride? Lord, please direct me. Then suddenly I sensed peace. The Lord showed me that this day I am not walking in my strength, but in His. I am reminded that when I am used up, His work begins. I should not be surprised by His faithfulness, as I read in 2 Corinthians 12:9. But He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my prayer is made perfect in weakness. A dear former coworker emailed me early this morning, and it read, "It is the first of the month. Enough said." I knew immediately what this coded message meant. When we worked together, we would often challenge each other to get back on track in areas where perhaps we had been neglectful, let slip, or veered off course. Our personalities were most comfortable using the first of the month as a restart button. I smiled and replied back, I'm on it. I had conquered my walking routine well this month, and for the most part was faithful to good eating habits. God's morning mercies are new every day. Thank you, Lord, for this spiritual picture. When I sense a call to something, I expect it to feel right. It may be hard work, but it should excite me. The reality, though, when God is working in me and calling me to something, it has at times been out of my comfort zone, out of my desire, even out of personal preference. I need to be totally at the end of myself and, in total humility, long for His strength to shine over mine. When I can do that, the real excitement fills my soul. Dear Lord, thank you for the moments of stillness when you are teaching me. I pray that I will continue to long for your teaching. I pray that I will listen and that I will rise to the discipline needed in the story you are writing for my life. Please help me to meet my goals according to your will. Friends, thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Treasure podcast. And as always, I want to introduce you to another resource that offers the help and hope of Jesus, and it is called our Help and Hope podcast. And this week, I want to introduce you to Christine Weiss, who is the founder of Faith Wears Pink, an online support platform for women battling breast cancer. I just love my conversation with Christine as a fellow breast cancer warrior. In our conversation, she talks about how she learned she had breast cancer at the age of 44. And friends, her diagnosis followed wave after wave of personal crises. I really want you to hear this conversation with Christine, and I hope that you will share it with others. So go to helpandhopenow.org. That's helpandhopenow.org, and look for my conversation with Christine Weiss. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to being with you tomorrow.